Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Bag Talk. We got a bunch of stuff planned for you guys today. We're going to be doing a full cryptocurrency breakdown. It's our first ever live session, so Rel and I obviously new to this, so
Facts. I feel like a boomer with this technology.
you feel me? Definitely take it easy on us for sure. We got a lot planned for you guys. We're going to dive into a bunch of detail. So here's some things, right? Let's just get this out there. So you guys can comment any questions you guys have for us. Let us know if you guys have any questions in terms of just slowing things down. Let us know if you guys want to go in more detail. Whatever it may be, we got you. We're also going to be doing giveaways, right? So we're going to be asking you guys questions. The goal is to be interactive, right? So the more interactive you are, the higher chance you have against that money. You feel me?
You were ready.
You feel me? All right, so this is how we're going to be basically structuring it. We got a bunch of slides for you, right? So we're about to dive into that right now, actually. And this is it right here. We're just going to do a quick breakdown for you guys. And there we go, right? So welcome to Crypto 101, right? So we took a lot of time to make this happen for you guys. And, there's a bunch of information. So for starters, right, we're going to kick this off right here. Just having technical difficulties, obviously. But before we can understand, right, what cryptocurrency 101 is, we got to understand right now what our current financial system is, right? And what are the weaknesses in it? Because that's why cryptocurrency got involved. You feel me? You want to add on to that, or what you think?
Well, yeah, it just shows like why crypto is so necessary, especially in the economy we have now. People have been going over to crypto because of the weaknesses that have been shown in our current system.
That's a fact. So the first thing, right, it says the Middleman Syndrome. And you guys might be wondering like what that means, what that entails, right? So let's just think about it. If you have money right now, right, where is it stored? Or 99% of people, where do you guys store your money? The answer is probably a bank. You feel me? Like, I know I store my money in a bank. You store your money in a bank, right?
That's a fact.
We have a bunch of posts saying the money is in the bank, right? But if you think about it, there's nowhere else to really store your money, right? That's safe. You could keep it inside your bed, right? Or you keep it in your closet. But at the end of the day, like, that's not the smartest thing to do. But with this bank, what happens is they're the middleman. So if you have to take money out, there's a fee. If you have to exchange money, there's a fee. Like, you can't even take money out of your savings account more than 6 times in a month without having to pay a fee, right? There's always problems that occur.
So much control.
Exactly. They have the complete control. By they, I mean the bank, right? That's just the way the system is made. Now, in terms of low interest rates, if you think about the problem there, anytime we, as like the people, right, put our money in the bank, we're like, all right, bet, we're going to get some, interest back. Interest rate is so bad. It's less than 0.5% right now. Like, we were looking it up the other day, right? Yeah. If you have $30,000 in the bank, in the entire year, you're getting back less than $150. Think about that for a second, bro.
They be genius, man.
You feel me? That's $30K in the bank, and you're getting back, what, $150? That's insane.
Bro, and it's crazy because I put a post on our Instagram, and if y'all don't follow us there, y'all should definitely follow us there.
That's
and people were shocked that just people hitting me up like, yo, the bank is really the biggest finesses. Like the bank has been G'ing us or finessing us for the longest.
Absolutely. So that's the biggest thing, right? It's obviously very annoying. So that's the middleman right there. They charge us very high fees. They pay us low interest rates, but there's nowhere else to keep our money. So the bank always wins, right? And that's the system we grow up in. So one regulatory body, right? The party itself, the Fed Reserve. Let's just talk about that. Now, everyone knows this, right? Like, if someone's like, yo, we gotta pay high taxes, right? That's because that's the system right now. That's the way it works. Our tax money, people are like, yo, it goes towards hospitals, right? It goes towards the military. It goes towards helping people out. Yes, that's what everyone tells us, right? But do we really know that at the end of the day? Do you know that?
Nobody really knows.
You feel me?
At the end of the day.
Yeah, and they could raise interest rates whenever they want. They could decrease interest rates whenever they want. If you guys have been following us, you guys know that there are supposed to be interest rates on the rise, right? But at the end of the day, yes, it's a democracy, right? But they could print money whenever they want to. They could increase Go ahead.
No, I mean, just the printing of money that has been going on has pretty much got us to this point in the economy that we're in shambles right now.
Absolutely.
And they're trying to get it back under control with like quantitative easing and but at the end of the day, this is caused by the Federal Reserve and the decisions they make.
Right. So if you think about it, right, as an overall landscape, because we're trying to simplify things right now. At the end of the day, what are the weaknesses in our current financial system? One, there's no transparency, right? We really do not know what's going on. And that's just the truth, right? We kind of are blindsided sometimes, and we go along with what the Fed says, which is what we're told to do, right? So that's something that is currently a weakness, right? How does cryptocurrency help with that? Let's talk about that, right? So the first thing it says, it takes the middleman out of the equation. Now, in terms of cryptocurrency, everyone thinks that it's just a random thing out there in the planet, right? It's just randomly popped out. We don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, it's really like a peer-to-peer nature of crypto, right? When you think about it, when I want to send money to Terrell, right, I have to use some type of bank, as I said earlier. But now crypto, you don't really have to worry about that. It's really a wallet that you're sending money to, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you think about that, now when I exchange money, I don't have to worry about, let me take money out of the bank, let me pay fees, let me worry about anything. Nah, and you don't have to worry about different currencies. Like if I'm going from $1 to a rupee, if I'm going from $1 to a pound, that's an exchange right there, right? With crypto, there's no such thing. The middleman of the bank and different currencies being exchanged, that's no longer a thing.
And another thing it does too is it also lessens the transaction fees for that.
Exactly.
Because when you're transacting with global currencies like different countries to country, that's highly expensive. And crypto mitigated that. Like for cryptos, like especially for certain ones, it's an extremely small fee to transact country to country.
Exactly, and that's a huge thing. Once again, like if you're noticing, there's a big trend on fees right now that crypto is solving. Right now, let's talk about the second point: provides transparency. Do you want to explain to them? I mean, we get into it later as well, but since we say it right here, due to the blockchain network and the validation process, it's clear where your money's going. Can you explain to them, bro, what blockchain exactly is? What we mean by the blockchain network?
Well, the blockchain network at the end of the day is a way to show everybody what is going on in that network as far as transactions go. So it's a place where you can see all the transactions that's going on in the network. It's a public ledger. So like we talked about, when it came to the banks, or like the Federal Reserve, we don't exactly know what they're spending on. We kind of are going off their word.
Yep.
The blockchain is fully transparent. You can see, and we're actually going to show you this too. I'm pretty sure I put a link in there to show everybody, like you can watch every transaction that's going on, for example, Bitcoin. You could see in live action, like, okay, this address sent this amount of Bitcoin to this other address.
Yep.
Right? It's all public.
Exactly, right? So if you think about it, once we just mentioned the fees, it's cheaper, it's safer, it's faster services for everyone. And remember, like the goal of cryptocurrency, guys, is not to eliminate the overall financial system right now, right? It's literally to enhance the system. There's a lot of people out there that think that, like this is gonna take over the world, this is gonna take over the dollar, we can't be the same anymore. That's not the goal here, right? Like the goal is to enhance the system, not to make it worse. You feel me?
Are you on the side of people who think that it's gonna take over the dollar one day?
I'm not. No, I don't think it's going to take over the dollar. I don't think it's possible for it to take over the dollar, right? Because that's where the whole thing comes in. If you think about it, regulation, I just don't think that regulators are going to come in here and be like, go ahead, the dollar's gone, bro. It's just not possible. You feel me?
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
They can coexist. That's what people got to understand. They can coexist, and they will coexist.
Exactly. But now let's talk about it, right? So we told you guys the weaknesses. We told you how cryptocurrency helps. But what is cryptocurrency? Well, talk to them, bro.
So it's at the end of the day, cryptocurrency is digital money. It's a digital currency. All right, and as we say, it's secured by cryptography.
Yep.
And it's decentralized. That's the most important part of crypto. It's decentralized. So we just painted for you how important centralization has been to how we transact with money.
Yep.
So now we're gonna take the central authorities out of it, peer to peer.
Yep.
Right, and it's able to eliminate things like double spending. Those are through the validation processes. Exactly,
right. So when you think about it, if people like cryptography, did you explain that in that sense, right? Because sometimes, like when I first heard the word cryptography, I was like, what is this? What does this actually mean, right? Like explain to them what does cryptography actually mean, though?
At the end, it's like cryptography is hard to explain because it's stuff that we don't even necessarily understand, but that's the whole point of it. It's encryption.
Right, exactly.
It allows assets to be transacted and verified without the need for a third party.
Right. So at the end of the day, it's encryption, right? That's what goes behind it. And decentralized, remember, there's not one particular source now. You feel me? Like you could actually look at different things. It's not just one person controls the entire network, right? That no longer exists. That's very important to know, right? And in terms of crypto market cap, you guys already know that we've been explaining market cap to you guys, and we actually had a post where Apple's market cap, which says right here, right, is 3 trillion, right?
3 trillion.
So if you think about that, Apple by itself is more than cryptocurrency, at least at this time when we were doing our research.
So the entire crypto market, all the cryptos in the market, you sum them up, they still don't have a bigger market cap than Apple.
Right.
So think about it. We have a whole space, an entirely new asset class that does not surpass the market cap of Apple alone, which is one company. And so people are like surprised at the volatility of crypto. You have to understand this is a new space. So even for some of us for some of us who feel like, okay, I'm late to crypto, man, I've been hearing about Bitcoin for years, I never dove in. Yo, it's very early. And as we said, the gold market cap, gold has been around for over 5,000 years.
I was about to hit on that. Yep.
You know, and the market cap for gold is $11 trillion, and crypto is already just over $2 trillion in only 12 years of being around.
And that's the thing, like the thing that we want to point out to you guys is that, once again, this is going to become very clear as we go on. Cryptocurrency is so new, so you can't expect everything to be perfect, right? Like at the end of the day, there's going to be bumps in the road. Like when you first start a business, you're not going to be perfect, right? Most years you're actually at negative. But look at how powerful crypto has been. People have become millionaires, right? People are getting their independence back in the sense of, like if I don't have to rock with a bank no more, I can actually just exchange money by myself. It makes it easier for me to do business, right? Like that's the point. So let's talk about now the other part of it, right? Understand what blockchain is. We mentioned it a little bit, but I'm gonna let you take on this one. Like, what exactly is blockchain, and like paint the picture for them.
Yeah, so blockchain is a new technology that will shape our future. Like, it is gonna shape our future because it's a new way of handling storage, data storage. So, as you say, it's a decentralized collection of records that are linked to each other. So, I picture a block being linked to a chain. Okay, so if you were to, all the transactions that occur in the network are recorded on a block. Okay, so picture transactions recorded on a block. Once those are recorded and validated, they are now connected to a chain. Okay, and this blockchain, everyone, like I said, is able to see all of these transactions on a public ledger. There's websites for it. All right, and it's miners are the ones who are validating the transactions. So there's computers set up all around the world that are able to validate these transactions and connect them to chains, and those are the ones that are making the blockchain work.
And literally each block has how much, I don't remember the exact amount of data, but like each block has like over thousands of data.
Yeah,
right?
so different blocks
by data transactions, obviously.
Yeah, like different blocks have different amounts of transactions because they can only hold a certain amount. So some blocks might have, like you said, thousands, some might have hundreds, but it's all about how big the transactions are.
Exactly.
So if one block would only have a small amount of transactions because each transaction was huge.
Right.
Or you could have a lot of transactions because each one was little.
Exactly.
But actually we'll get into that later. I was going to talk about the Bitcoin, but that.
No, we're definitely going to dive into that. But hopefully that paints a picture of like blockchain, right? And I just want to look. So I'm looking down right now to see what comments we have. We appreciate all y'all comments right now. Like, thank you. KJ, thank you, Robbie, thank you, Rajneesh. Like, this is super dope. Like, we appreciate that. Keep the comments coming, right? We're gonna try to answer questions for y'all afterwards. We got people live right now too, so thank you for tuning in for sure. But let's just keep it going. As I said, if you guys need us to slow down, if Rel's annoying you guys, just let him know. You feel me? That's all it is.
I don't like this guy. I really don't like him. Anyways, wait, real quick. I want you to know that because we want to talk about vocabulary in here too.
Okay, yeah.
So the computers that are connected to crypto networks are called nodes. N-O-D-E, nodes. Okay, so
that's a fact. That's a fact. Let's just keep on going. So, public key and private key, right? So, you know how we said, like, at the end of the day, crypto can be exchanged, right? Like, it's like a wallet that you use, and then I'm sending money to Rel receiving that money, right? So, it works with a public and private key address, right? That's literally how you can send and then receive other coins or tokens. That's literally how it works. So the best way to explain this to you guys, right? We're like trying to paint a picture. The public key is literally like a bank account number or a routing number, right? Like, you have to be able to give that to someone. So I could have Rel's public key address, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I have to be able to send him the money, right? So it's like, yo, Rel, like, what's your public key, bro?
It reminds me of like having your Cash App. You could put your public key in your bio.
Yeah.
Like, that's something people can have.
It's crazy because at the end of the day, like, that's where a lot of scams happen too, because people get scammed into doing stuff like this. But so if he has his public key, right, and he tells me, oh, no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll be like, okay, cool, right? So I could literally send him that money, right, or that token or that coin. But however, this is where the security feature comes in, right? He is the one who knows his private key. You feel me? It's like your password or your PIN number, as we wrote here, right? So when you go to a bank and you take money out, you put in your PIN number, right? That's literally what that private key resembles, right? So if I know his number, I could take it out, right? But I would never know his private key.
Never share your private key. I want y'all to hear us clearly. Never, ever share your private key. You got to take that to the grave with you.
Facts.
Might not even be able to share with your wife and kids. It's like that.
I don't know about all that. See,
yeah, the wife always got to know.
Yeah.
They're going to find their way.
I was going to say, that's where we run into problems. That's where we run into problems. But this is the thing, right? I think I want to add on to this. This is in terms of scamming, right? So a lot of people think that crypto is a scam. Bro, you're never going to get a call from a 1-800 number. Please hear me very carefully. Bro. You feel me? You will never get a call from a 1-800 number being like, "Yo, what's good? Like, can I get your Bitcoin information?" That's never going to happen.
And if somebody's in your DMs asking you for the information, please block them.
Yeah,
block them. I just got that in my DMs yesterday.
You literally, we can show you a screenshot that he's not even capping on that. And that's the crazy part. Like, it's happened to our friends where like literally their Insta accounts get disabled, Facebook accounts get disabled. That's real because people are scamming. So don't fall for that stuff. You feel me? Like, that's not a thing. And a lot of people hate cryptocurrency because of that, but that's not real.
And look how nice and easy these terms are for you. Public key. It's for the public. Yep. Private key. Keep it private. Come on.
You want to take this one?
Yeah. So
want me to click on this?
Yeah, you click on that. All right, so this is the transaction screen I was talking about, right? This is the public ledger where you can see all the things that are happening on the Bitcoin network. So if you even scroll down to like where it's...
Go ahead, I got you.
Yeah, it says like latest blocks, right? So you can see that these blocks just got mined. And we'll talk about, as far as Bitcoin, what it means to even mine a block and what the reward for that is. But you can also see on the right side of that screen, it says latest transactions. This screen will continue to change every second. You see it just changed again. And you can see it tells you the amount in US dollars that was just sent. So it says this address sent it to this other address. And okay, $3,870. I wish that was to me. $73, 56. It's moving so fast.
I see 4,000 right there. Yeah,
4,000 right there. Yeah. So this is what you mean by the transparency of a blockchain. This is the transparency aspect we were talking about. You can see this, and it's an easy Google search. Right. It's an easy Google search. Or like I said, this is Blockchain Explorer. So on your Google, you could type in Blockchain Explorer, Bitcoin. They also have it for Ethereum, and they have it for other cryptos as well.
And in terms of the transparency thing, right? Like, at the end of the day, people love the stock market, right? Because when you think about it, there's earning reports, right? Like, oh, I can see how much the balance sheet is. I can see the income statement. I can see all these financial statements that are going on. Bro, you could see the same thing with crypto in a way by what Rel just mentioned to you guys that you see on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is clearly, it just changed again. So it's obviously live and you could see it. So you could actually believe in this part, right? It's literally encrypted and it's secure.
And people on the left side, because we're going to touch on this, it says latest blocks on the left side of the screen. Notice the time difference in between that. You know, a lot of it is generally almost a 10-minute period for Bitcoin, and we'll get into that.
Got you. I bet. So I'm gonna let you take this one for sure. Hot wallets and cold storage, right? So remember how I was referring to wallets? Like that's really where your crypto is stored, and the whole private key, public key aspect. Y'all remember that, right? So this is what we're talking about. So just kick this off, bro.
Yeah. So when you have crypto, you want to keep it in a wallet. The thing is, you have to think about where's the best place to store my crypto, because this is the sad part about crypto. This is the only annoying part. You have to be responsible. A lot of us are not responsible. All right. So with crypto, you can't play around because this is your well-being. This is the generational wealth that you'll be building. And so you have to think, where's the safest place to store my crypto? You don't want to keep it in something called a hot wallet. And a hot wallet is any wallet that's connected to the internet. Yep. It's accessible online, maybe through an exchange. Right. My fault. But yeah. So hot wallets are connected to the internet, and that means they're susceptible to being stolen.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't know if you guys heard about this, right? But it can be hacked. Like Coinbase was actually just recently hacked. We know a couple people whose Coinbase got hacked, right? And that's what we're referring to in terms of hot wallet, right? Like That's where, once again, scams happen, right? Passwords. I don't care. Like, if you have a regular password, please add Google Authenticator, right? Please add a second type of authenticator where you could get text messages, right? Like, all of our stuff is like that. We don't have just one, oh, yo, Ralph, this is the password. Go ahead, take it. A, B, C, D, like, boom. Because that can be hacked. You feel me?
And it's tough because with crypto, you can't get it back. So there's actually a trade-off when it comes to this decentralization versus centralization aspect. Centralization has its benefits because if, say, somebody were to scan my credit card to take money from me, I could actually hit the bank up like, yo, my money got stolen.
God. That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah, and they would give it back. So centralization has benefits in that regard. Decentralization has benefits in the regard that we've been talking about thus far. But hot wallets, if somebody were to hack your hot wallet, which is where people hack it, because you can't steal stuff from cold storage, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. But hot wallets, you're susceptible to hacking. And you can't get your coins back.
So 1 second, yo. I know Khalil, you just asked a question. Kyle Styles says, in regards to crypto, which wallets do you guys recommend? It's right here, bro. Like, we're actually getting into that right now for the cold storage. That's your Nano Ledger is the one we're recommending for cold storage. So hopefully that makes sense. Keep the questions coming though. Continue.
Nah, for sure. And good question. That's exactly what we're getting into. Like, the safest place to store your crypto is on cold storage. Cold storage. So that's crypto that's kept offline. Cold storage could be like a USB drive. They have these, and there's also like just any type of hardware wallet. So cold storage is anything that's kept on hardware. And so there's something you could get called a Nano Ledger. There's a Nano Ledger S and there's a Nano Ledger X. Nano Ledger S lets you hold a small amount of crypto. Nano Ledger X lets you hold a way larger portion of cryptos. It's also more expensive, understandably so. They let you hold more crypto.
At the end of the day, don't put a price on getting hacked. Like, that's just
fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be cheap when it comes to securing the bag, because you could be like, yo, I don't want to spend $500 right now, even though it's not $500. But you don't want to spend $500 right now, and all of a sudden you lose a crypto that you held for 2 years that now all of a sudden turns $60,000 like Bitcoin. Now you feel like a clown.
Man, you know how many people have Bitcoin that can't get access to it?
I lost. I'm not gonna lie. This is terrible. I'll own up to it. Like it's super embarrassing.
He's a loser.
Like, this happened to me. Like, I was transferring money, right? Like, it was supposed to go from Cardano to what was it? Ethereum? I think it was something like that. And I was doing it on Binance. And I was not careful, right? I was not careful at all. Like, I was super tired, and then I was punching air and missing. Like, basically what happened was I literally took the wrong address from Cardano, right, and transferred to ETH. And then once I had the wrong address and I transferred it, it was gone forever. Like, it's
forever.
It's not like you have a bank to go to, so I guess that could be a little con, right? But you have to be more careful as well. So there's pros and cons to it. But yeah, I lost out. I won't say how much I lost out because it still hurts my heart. But
hey, you alright, bro?
No, I'm not actually.
I've never seen him this hurt before.
Like, I'm not actually, but I lost a lot of money on that transaction. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to make the point that's important for them though. You see how we said, do not get your cold storage from Amazon. Don't get your Nano Ledger from Amazon or any type of site like that. You have to get it from the actual Nano Ledger website, the legitimate one. Because what people do is they put like Nano Ledgers on Amazon and they hack them. They're bugged out. They're actually bugged. So when you go to put your crypto on it, it's gone.
I just see another comment come through. Beyond a method for payment and transactions, what are other functions of cryptocurrency? So we're gonna actually dive into that right after this, right? So we're gonna keep on going, but it's not only payment and transaction, right? It's a way to store the value of your money. You feel me? It's literally gold. So think about, like, for example, Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency, right? It's digital gold. So it lets you store your value, and a lot of people view it as a way to beat inflation. You feel me? You want to add to that, or?
I mean, yeah, because it's a way to beat inflation because Bitcoin specifically is deflationary in the sense that the supply is capped.
Right. As we said, we're gonna get into that as well. So
we will be touching on it, and then just more. And then for other cryptos, they all have different use cases. So you have to. It depends on what crypto you're talking about. They all have a different use case. Ethereum, for example, has opened up the doors for a lot of things. For example, DeFi, decentralized finance. Like, you need these cryptos for decentralized finance because people are sick of having centralized finance.
Exactly.
So, but we will talk about all that. So let's
keep it going.
That's a fact.
Okay, good question though, bro. That's definitely a good question. I just want to make sure I don't go too ahead. So we should do this. All right, got you. So proof of work versus proof of stake, right? So this is what we refer to. Remember how Rel was saying earlier, like the whole mining process and the whole validation process, right? This is what we're referring to, right? So let's just dive into it. Proof of work is a decentralized process that requires members of the crypto network to solve puzzles in order to actually verify transactions, right? So you guys might be like, what does that mean? At the end of the day, when you're actually trying to verify transactions, right? Remember that on blockchain, you have to verify different ways of what's going on. Proof of work is a concept that they're using to actually validate the different transactions, right? And it's not just like when it says mathematical puzzles, to really simplify it, I know this guy's a math whiz, but like at the end of the day, he's not sitting there. We don't have a Terrell behind the camera looking at all the numbers and computing it for us, right? It's literally technology based. It's actually a computer that's sitting there and being like, all right, cool, I input this, and then now it's actually able to solve everything for me and transact it.
Who in the chat could tell us what these computers are called?
Oh, okay, so that's a great question. All right, bet. So, yeah, actually, I'm about to open this up right now. So if you guys answer this for us, whoever answers it first, at least what we see, right, we're going to give you a Cash App. And thank you, Miss Ryan. It says, there's so much to learn, but you both are breaking it down. We appreciate you a lot. We have someone saying, what are the top 3 cryptos you recommend investing in? We're going to get into that, bro.
We're going to get into that.
We have a whole list for you guys. But yeah, if you answer his question, just repeat that, bro.
Yeah, so what the computers that verify transactions, what are they called?
Right, exactly, right. So just and now with that, I have my screen open. I'm waiting for it. We got people tuning in, so this is super dope. Thank you. But the benefit, right, of proof of work. So when we talk about this concept, right, it literally is allowing all the transactions, right, to be verified in a secure manner without a third party. You remember the Middleman Syndrome? That's not a thing anymore, right? And remember when we showed you the website where you could see all the transactions? That's where this is about, right?
Yeah, so like proof of work specifically, right? It's a consensus mechanism. Really, it's just saying that like it's what is used to verify transactions on a blockchain. It's one method. There's so many different methods that they use to verify these transactions. Proof of work is just one concept, one type of mechanism.
Exactly.
And it's like, so when transactions come in, it hits all the computers around the world. Because you ever heard of people who are miners, right? They have to buy the software to be able to mine crypto, verify transactions. So I could buy a computer right now. I could buy this computer right now and be like, okay, I'm going to use this to mine Bitcoin.
Yep.
So this person, that person, that person. When a transaction comes in, we all have to compete. It's a competition.
Right.
It's work.
Right.
It's proof of work. It's a competition to see who can verify this transaction the fastest.
And in that sense is what we mentioned. Like the competition is a key word, right? Because remember, we don't have a math whiz, right? It's not one person. Since it's computers doing all the work, whoever has the best technology, right, wins. That's why it's so costly. Like people who are miners, right, they actually pay a very high electric bill, bro. It's not, you're not paying.
Their computers are on all day. Bitcoin is 24/7. It's not like the stock market where it closes off. No, Bitcoin, crypto in general is a 24/7 market.
We did see a comment. You're not correct. It's not modes, but that's close. That's close. But they said modes. That's not close. No, it is close. It's there.
It's close, but it ain't it. We need
whoever answers it, y'all get a Cash App price from us. So make sure you tune in for that one. But remember, it's at the end of the day, like we're live right now, right? It's a lot of I guess Wi-Fi and like electric and energy that's going into it, but that's not even close to what it charges when you're actually a miner using proof of work, right? So best technology wins. Remember that. That's very important.
Best technology.
So now competition and best technology wins. But at the end of the day, proof of stake is a different method, right? Completely different. This is not about competing with each other, right? You know the whole thing at the end of the day, like the slow and steady, like the whole, what's the saying? Like slow and steady wins a race?
Yeah, slow and steady wins a race.
That's kind of what you could think about for proof of stake in a way. So instead of everyone competing with each other, right, they pick one miner, right, randomly in the network. So if you're doing like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano, whatever the actual method is, right?
Well, Bitcoin and Ethereum would be proof of work, but
yeah, I'm just saying in general, right? Whatever the actual system or whatever your validation process is for this coin, one miner is randomly picked to validate the transactions based on the method you see on the screen, right? So it could either be like who has the coins for a long period of time. It could be how many coins the miner has staked, right, as a collateral piece, right, or a combination of both.
Stake.
Right? So that's very important to know. Now, well, if I had to ask you which one do you rock with more, what would you say?
That's tough. That's a tough question because I think that both of them have ways to where it can centralize the process. So, for example, it creates a wealth gap because the person, as we said in proof of work, or the people or person that can buy the most technologically advanced computer is gonna be the one who's gonna get all the transactions. Because remember, that's a competition. Proof of work, proof of stake. It also allows centralization because the more coins you stake, which means you're putting your coins up for collateral. That means they're gonna send you the transactions the most.
Yep.
Because the person who has the most coins tends to receive the most transactions to validate.
We got someone just said the answer. Okay, all right, we got you. We're gonna send you a Cash App. Nodes Nodes was the correct one.
Yep, nodes.
All right, so say the question again because someone asked us what the question was.
Oh, the question that we initially said was what are the computers called that are used to validate transactions on a blockchain?
Got you. And the answer is
nodes.
Okay. So just honestly, we're gonna hit you up. We're gonna hit you up later. And then we're gonna ask for your Cash App on that, and then we're gonna send you some money. All right.
You can put your Cash App in the chat.
Oh yeah. It's a public key, right?
It's a public key. It's all right.
Put your Cash App down there, and we got you. We're gonna send you some bread.
That's a fact. Word.
I bet. So this is what everyone's probably been waiting for. So at this point, right? Remember how we promised you guys? We're not only gonna do the basics. This is bag talk where we don't settle for basic stuff. We're not just gonna talk about crypto and be like, what is Bitcoin? What is Ethereum? What is an NFT? We're gonna dive into that, but we're also gonna give you background, right? The point of this is to teach you about stuff, right? Give you the knowledge that you need so you can be successful. You feel me? When you walk out of here and you're done with this live session, you're gonna know what cryptocurrency is. You're gonna be able to have a conversation. You're not gonna be lost no more, right? But obviously, everyone wants to know what Bitcoin and Ethereum is, so we obviously include that as well, right?
And we couldn't even talk about certain things without prefacing it with this vocabulary. Right. So you had to know what proof of work is and why it's important. You had to know what proof of stake is, the blockchain. You had to know these things so we can actually get into the juice now.
Exactly.
Let's get into the real stuff now.
All right, so Bitcoin, right, BTC, was created in 2009, right? And I don't know if it's a person, I don't know what this...
Nobody knows.
Yeah, Satoshi Nakamoto, right?
Satoshi Nakamoto.
This group, person, whatever this is, right? This was what created Bitcoin, right? It started in 2009. It was the first ever cryptocurrency created, right?
So we're clear by an anonymous person or persons. So they don't know if it's a person or a group.
Exactly. Right. And as we mentioned, right, the goal was to introduce a new financial system that can eliminate the middleman. Y'all remember our first slide, the Middleman Syndrome? This is what we're talking about. The whole plan and the goal behind this was to get rid of that, right? And the best way and the most simple way that you can think about Bitcoin, as we mentioned earlier, is digital gold, right? It's a way to hedge against inflation. You feel me? Because remember, I think we get into this, right, later on, but there's a certain amount. Did we get into later on as well? Or
did we write that? I'm not sure we wrote that. We could say it.
Whatever. There's what, 21 million,
There's
right?
21 million Bitcoin that will ever be made. But
exactly.
They haven't made all 21 yet.
Right.
They've made about over 18 million so far.
Exactly.
And that's what it is to mine. So
right.
that the miners we were talking about, we didn't even say this, by the way, for proof of work and for proof of stake. Because some people are thinking, why would I even do that? It's because you get rewarded with that crypto.
Oh,
we forgot to say that. That's the most important
part.
That's
the biggest piece.
Yeah, why even go through all of that work?
This is why this is live. This is why this is live.
Facts. Yeah, so for proof of work, you get rewarded with that coin that you're mining. For proof of stake, you get rewarded with that coin that you're mining.
Exactly.
All right. So for Bitcoin, they get rewarded with Bitcoin. So when you mine a transaction, when you validate a transaction, you receive a reward of Bitcoin. Right now, the reward is about 6.25 Bitcoins.
Right. And the thing that we have to mention why this is so important is, remember, it's a competition for proof of work, right? That's why the competition is so important, because each Bitcoin, I think it was 41 last time I checked. Right?
What the price? Yeah.
So that's why it's important. You're able to actually get that piece, correct?
Yeah, exactly. You get to own multiple Bitcoin.
Right.
If you validate the transaction the fastest, because Bitcoin operates on a proof of work system.
Right.
So does Ethereum.
And it's supposed to switch, correct?
Ethereum?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Ethereum is supposed to switch someday now.
Yeah, it keeps on getting rolled back, but it's supposed to go to proof of stake, which many believe might be, once again, remember how Rel said there's differences in that, right? Many people believe that's going to be an accomplishment on Ethereum, which obviously segues into what is Ethereum, right? Once again, Bitcoin and Ethereum are different.
They are different.
So go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, like, Bitcoin, we look at it, it's largely just a currency, largely.
Right.
Ethereum is so much deeper than Bitcoin. That's not to say that Ethereum is more important than it, or it's gonna have a better price for you than it necessarily,
right,
or better gains for you. I'm just saying that Ethereum has so many more use cases than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is looked at as digital gold. It's somewhere to store, store value.
Right.
Just like when you keep gold, right? Some people will just store gold
exactly
for value, right? But Ethereum
exactly
is a programmable blockchain. So what does that mean? It means that you can build apps called dApps, right?
Right.
dApps stands for decentralized apps. Decentralized apps. So they call them dApps for short. On Ethereum, you can build dApps that have so many different use cases. Like, people are creating all types of businesses on Ethereum, right? So they use Ethereum's blockchain as a way to secure the data. They use the blockchain as a storage of data, right?
Exactly.
And they're building apps on it.
Exactly.
And so my favorite analogy that you could think of Ethereum like is the Apple's App Store, because I kind of think of like, okay, Apple, they own the App Store, and then people, different business owners, they make their apps and store them on the App Store, and we're all able to be like, oh, I got this app, you got that app. Right. Same thing with Ethereum.
Exactly.
A lot of cryptos that you know about are actually held on Ethereum's blockchain. So that's why Ethereum is so important.
Right. And at the end of the day, like, you guys are asking us what our favorite picks are, right? I only rock with Bitcoin and Ethereum because they're the top two dogs, as you see, right? And we're going to dive into this later. Ethereum is the second largest crypto in terms of market cap. Bitcoin is the largest in terms of market cap, right? I always believe that you rock with the two best. And then there's obviously altcoins that you get invested in. Cardano is a good one. I used to, I still rock with Ripple a little bit. I know you have your picks as well. So there's different ones out there, but I personally love Ethereum. I know some people are asking in the comments. I like Ethereum more than Bitcoin, but obviously I have both because I think it's great to have the top two.
Yeah, I mean, some popular tokens on Ethereum that I like are like Decentraland, for example. Decentraland is one of those, like we said, dApps that were built on it, and that's where, like, we talk about Metaverse. Decentraland is arguably the biggest Metaverse out. A lot of people think Metaverse is just Facebook, where it's just like Meta platforms. Like, no, Metaverse has like
they changed their name, like,
exactly, which is smart by Mark Zuckerberg, because Metaverse is a concept that's been around in the crypto world through Decentraland, and then Facebook rebranded and called themselves Meta, so everybody thinks they created Metaverse. No, it's been around.
Right.
Decentraland is one of them. Axie Infinity is a play to earn type of platform. There's a lot of different tokens that are built on Ethereum though.
Right. And then we got another question. It says, people always say, do your research. Are there publications or crypto news outlets you guys recommend to learn about on all these coins, right? So one, we're actually going to show you a website that you could go to check out all the crypto, which is crazy because you're asking all these questions, and honestly, everything so far has been in the slides. We're going to dive into what website you can check out, how to figure out how many coins there are. We're going to show you all that, but you could always, dive into more detail. So when we get to that, we got you. And someone, Hassan Karoshi, says those gas fees though, that's a big part and it's a con, obviously, that goes with this, right?
So gas fees, right?
Right.
Do you want to explain gas fees for now?
You could take it, honestly.
Oh yeah, gas fees. So every time you transact on Ethereum, you have to pay gas fees. It's like paying
it's like an
sales
ATM
tax.
fee.
It's like an ATM fee. Facts, exactly. So, but these gas fees are, what help Ethereum run at the end of the day. So Ethereum has such high gas fees because they have so much traffic.
Exactly.
So many people want to use Ethereum. Think about it. There's all these different dApps that are on it, all these different tokens that exist on Ethereum's blockchain, on their platform. So their gas fees are really high.
Exactly.
So
now, that obviously covers Bitcoin and Ethereum. Y'all have an understanding of that as well. And we're going to dive into more detail on it as well. But in terms of this one, which is the most popping thing right now, I swear, like, every single time we teach something, people want to know NFT. Oh my God. So honestly, here we go. What is an NFT? A non-fungible token. You feel me? So this, like, the best way to really think about it, and the definition is right there, which is perfect. Like, literally, it's a digital, right? Remember, keyword, digital asset that represents real life objects, right? So, like, if you have artwork, right, that can be translated into digital world, right? Music, digital. There's video game skins. Like, think about what's that game? Fortnite, right? That is like the video game skins. That's an NFT. Literally, like, anything that could turn from basically saying, I'm sorry, we just got another question. Basically, anything that comes from, like, real life objects, right? can go into digital asset.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly. Even real estate. You
Exactly.
know, and that's where you see like in these metaverse platforms. So metaverse, you could picture your avatar that's going to be walking around in the metaverse.
Yep.
Your avatar's clothes are NFTs. The buildings that your avatar will walk to, NFTs. Right? Everything is in the form of an NFT. All right.
And then obviously let's dive into the major difference between NFTs and cryptocurrency and all that stuff, right? Because although a lot of people think like NFTs are cryptocurrency, like there's a difference, right? So let's talk about that.
Definitely. And so like they are built with the same like they have a similar encoding, but at the end of the day they're different because so you have to understand
software, right? That's the whole main part of it.
Right. But like you have to know the difference between what it means to be fungible and non-fungible. I don't even know if you said it, but NFT stands for a non-fungible token.
Yep, we got that.
Whereas, so what is a fungible token?
Right.
A fungible token or a fungible asset is something that can be exchanged or substituted with a similar asset of the same value. What does that mean? Examples. So 10 $1 bills can be exchanged for one $10 bill.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's a fungible asset. The currency that we have, fiat currency, is fungible. So fiat, like U.S. money, right, is fungible. You can exchange it. NFTs are different. You go to the next slide.
Got you.
Yeah. NFTs are different. They're non-fungible. They cannot be exchanged with something of the same value, and that's why they have value.
Right.
Because NFTs are unique. You can't exchange one NFT for another, and they're not gonna have the same value. So people think like, yo, how come these pictures? I could just screenshot a picture. What's the difference between that and the NFT? The NFT is the original.
Right. I was just about to say, like, when you take a screenshot of something, right? That's not the real thing, bro. A lot of people think, like, I've had conversations with people where they're like, oh, I have an NFT. I'm like, oh, how'd you go about the whole process? I'm like, I took a screenshot of someone's tweet. And I'm like, that's not an NFT,
They don't
bro.
understand it.
Right. So the main thing that Rel actually said, which is super, super, super important, right? Original. Authentic, right? Like that's literally where the whole blockchain technology comes into play because it literally authenticates the whole process for you. So like as we see over here, right? Jack Dorsey sells his first tweet, right? For what, 2.9 million? There was a whole process that went into being like, yo, can we validate this? Can we authenticate it? Is it original, right? It's not that someone just took a screenshot of his tweet and was like, yo, I took a screenshot of his first tweet ever on Twitter because he's the founder of it, and I'm gonna just make an NFT. That's not how it works.
And the blockchain is a place to store data, right?
Exactly.
It'll tell you who, like, when that NFT was originated. It'll tell you who owned it, how much it sold for. So the blockchain tells you the originality of an asset.
Yep.
All right. At the end of the day, that's the point of the blockchain. So, and the great example for them to think about when it comes to why NFTs have value. All right. The Mona Lisa.
It's the words out of my mouth. We don't even plan this stuff, but yeah, I was gonna say art.
For real, we didn't even plan this because it's the easiest example. Like, I could draw the Mona Lisa right now. Look, Hanu's seen me draw before. I'm a nice drawer.
I'm not gonna lie to you, he's trash. I'm definitely better.
That's fair.
Sipping paint, I'm nice with it.
Oh, brother, ladies, sipping paint. He's here.
Nah, you feel me?
But
like, go ahead.
Nah, yeah, my fault. Nah, so the Mona Lisa, everybody, I could draw the Mona Lisa right now. It could look exactly like the original. Is my Mona Lisa gonna sell as much as the original? Heck no. Come on, the original at the end of the day is gonna be the one that has value because people want the authentic version of something. They don't want a copy.
Exactly.
That's why NFTs have value.
So, actually, since we keep on saying, I got another one for him. Right? And once again, this is not planned, so we're just trying to see this on the fly type thing. All right, yo, let's get some interaction in here, right? Let us know what NFT means. What does it stand for, right? If someone can tell us this is the most simple one, so you're not gonna get a lot on here.
Oh,
but if you can let us know what NFT stands for right now, we got you with the Cash App.
Oh man,
you feel me?
It's payday.
You feel me? Let's keep it up. Let's get the interaction going. I know we got some people here tuned in. We got people. So thank you for that. But let's just keep that going.
And you know, it's funny. People think NFTs are just pictures. I just want to give an example of something that's not an NFT picture. Like, so we already talked about the Metaverse and how it could be used in the Metaverse for digital real estate, stuff like that. Yep. But even Gary Vee, some of you are familiar with him. He's creating an NFT restaurant where like his restaurant or his business, they release a certain amount of NFTs. People could buy them, and anybody who owns these NFTs actually has access to his restaurant.
Yeah.
And so it's a way of creating community too. And
I was gonna say the restaurant part is the real estate part you mentioned, right? It's a property, it's a land. You feel me? That's the whole real estate portion that you said earlier.
Yeah, well, that would be like yeah. But this is actually in person. I'm talking like in the real world.
Okay,
he has a restaurant he's creating in Manhattan where like he's releasing NFTs. People could hold them, and it gives you access to his restaurant. You cannot get inside without NFTs. So what does this create? This creates people being like, okay, I want to be involved. I want that exclusivity. All right, that's what it does. So it drives up the value.
We got a winner, by the way. Someone answered.
Yes.
They got non-fungible token. There we go. All right, so drop your Cash App and we got you. People are quick to, drop your Cash App and we got you.
Say that. Yeah, so, and then people could resell those NFTs.
Yep.
Also, you could lend out, at his restaurant, you could lend that NFT out and get passive income.
Yep.
Kind of like Airbnb. You could let somebody use your NFT.
Exactly.
Different.
Nah, that's what's up. That's dope. Which is kind of cool. I'm never gonna go to his restaurant like that right now. I gotta get on that.
Thanks.
All right, so here we go. This is the cool stuff, man. All right, so I think last time we had someone ask us, right, like what websites do you guys go to check out all the different crypto, right? So this is actually one of them. You feel me? So when we go to this right here, CoinMarketCap. You actually mentioned this before, right?
Yeah, the market cap.
So let's talk about this, right? Right here, you literally are able to see all the different cryptos, right? So like obviously you got what we already know. We talked about it: Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then you got like a bunch of different Cardano, Solana, XRP. The thing with this, right, is it might look like, oh, there's a lot going on, and there really is, right? And that's why it's super important. You don't want to go outside the top 10 to 20. Like you just don't want to look into that, because when you start scrolling, I'm going to keep on going for you guys to see it. I've never even heard of these coins, bro. And you see right here, like this had a % increase. This had a % increase. I don't know any of these coins, right? Because they're not important. There's going to be a lot of coins out there that people just try to do a pump and dump to. So you want to kind of stay away from them, right? And the biggest thing with this website, what we were talking about earlier, is this right here.
Circulating supply.
Yeah, exactly, right? So this is super important because this is the amount. This like circulating supply lets you know how many coins there actually are, right? So when we click on Bitcoin, remember how we said it earlier? This right here is showing you, the max supply of Bitcoin is 21 million, right? And right now you can see how many are circulating in the actual network, right? It's there for you. It lets you know that. And this is super important. And this is why people say, like, when people make predictions, like, Cardano is going to be $100,000 soon. That's not possible, bro. It's not possible.
You know why? I think they need to understand why. Because you have to understand how market cap is derived. You get market cap from multiplying the circulating supply times the price of the coin. All right? So if you were to do 41,816, which is Bitcoin's price, times its circulating supply of 18.9 million.
Yep.
That'll give you its market cap of 792. What is that? Trillion.
Which is
crazy. No. Billion.
We're clearly not good at this.
But billion, right? So you think about Cardano, like you would have to take its circulating supply.
Well, let's see right here. I got you. What does that say?
That's
40. It says like 45 trillion, right? If I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong here, 45 trillion is the max supply of Cardano. And that, remember, we're saying trillion. That's not going to compare to 21 million, right? Supply and demand, the more scarce the item or the object, right? The asset, the more demand it has.
That's 45 billion, by the way.
45 billion?
45
I don't have my
billion.
glasses right now, obviously.
No, you good.
But basically, that's why this is so important, because at the end of the day, like supply and demand plays a huge feature in this, right? So if there's not that much supply, but the demand is super high for it, it's going to be expensive.
And that's why coins like Bitcoin have such a fluctuation in price. And that's also why it can run up. And like it's similar to like, Tesla, for example. It doesn't have that many shares out on the market. But that's what could cause that. First of all, Tesla's price is extremely high because there's not enough shares available for everybody.
Yep.
And then also that's why the price fluctuations are so violent.
Yep.
Same thing with like a Bitcoin.
So once again, this is a great website that you guys can check out when you want to look at different cryptos. You guys can look up the actual crypto. There's white papers you can read on them as well to give you more knowledge on it, right? So if I'm super interested in Solana, there's white papers I could go and read on that, right?
White papers. So you want to explain what a white paper is?
Yeah, so essentially like the best way I think about it is it literally gives you a whole breakdown of the coin or slope token that you're interested in, right? So if I was looking up Ethereum and I looked up the white paper, it gives me the entire history of it. It gives me the breakdown, what it does, what the platform is. Well, it says Ethereum is a platform. It tells me that's a platform, right? And it gives me the positives, gives me cons. It gives me literally everything I need to know on what the function of the coin or token is, which is obviously important because in order to invest in this, right? Because at the end of the day, it is an investment. You want to know what it does. It literally breaks down everything that you need to know about the coin or token. So you're not lost. You're not just investing in random things. You know what I mean? And the reason why this is super important, like we try our best not to curse on this whole platform, but like you want to stay away from bad coins, right? So insert whatever you want for bad. But at the end of the day, like you want to stay away from those type of coins because when you look at it and you look at the white papers, there's nothing. There's literally nothing there, right? Go ahead, I feel like you want to say something.
Yeah, you could finish though.
Yeah, I was saying like there's nothing on those like bad coins essentially, right? Like the supply is not there. It's just random stuff that's going on. And when you invest in it, and we're gonna dive into our theory later, but like when you invest in stuff like that, you're not really actually investing. You're kind of gambling. You're trading. You feel me? And that's not something you want to do.
Yeah, for a fact. Nah, I mean, you said we're gonna get into it later, so actually I'll probably hold it for that because I realize we do say that later.
Got you. Okay, so the next one, this is another dope one, right? So this is where we're gonna dive into stuff right here. So you got here, right? We break things down for you. Support and resistance level, right? So what does that actually mean for you guys? Let's break it down. So TradingView is a site that you could go check out. And it literally has this chart, right? So obviously it shows you the price of, it's actually right, 41,000, wow. All right, so it actually breaks down the price for you, right? It gives you technicals, which we're gonna show you. But this chart is super important because when you click on this chart, right? And I'm like, okay, bet, I wanna look at the 1 year point of crypto, right? If I wanna look at the 1 year point and see, okay, what is this at? This price, right? And then I have this price, and I have this price. It's all over the place, right? You can actually set certain support and resistance level marks to let you know where this crypto or token has a resistance, which means, yo, it's struggling to break past this point, right? So if I look at this, right, and I'm like, yo, if I had to draw this out for you, if I draw this line like this, right, you can kind of tell anytime it touches this point, it goes back down. Yeah, it's broken it a couple of times, but then it comes right back down. And that point is 63, right? If I'm not wrong here, right? So if you think about it, 63, if you look at this very simply, right? You don't have to dive into too much detail, but it's just common sense. Anytime it touches it, it goes back down, right? Let's see it again. It broke the resistance, it came right back down, right? It keeps on trying to test it, but every time it tests it, it doesn't maintain it. It just comes right back down. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why it's important. And then once again, if you look at support level, this is just on a 1 year point, right? You can actually look at it pretty easily and be like, yo, once something is at a resistance, and I'm gonna check the comments to see if you guys have any questions so far. All right, we're good. And just let me know if I have to slow down, right? When you break the resistance level, right, and you actually are able to beat it and maintain it, that new level becomes its support. So the resistant level then becomes a support level. You feel me? Does that make sense for you guys? Like, let me know if this makes sense. Like, throw a thumbs up in the chat or something just so I know, like, you guys are keeping up. You feel me? So at the end of the day, when you see stuff like this right here, this point, I'm going to make another mark for you guys. This right here it's low key, right? If you look at it, this was a level that it was like, yo, I can't beat it. But
so when you couldn't beat it, it's a resistance level.
Exactly, right? Once you can't beat it, it becomes resistant. But if you beat it and you maintain it, it becomes your new support. So right now, you see how crypto is falling and falling and falling and falling and falling? It's low key at a support level right now, right? And that's where you have to be able to check. When you look at a chart, you have to be able to just be able to look exactly where I did. Like, yo, what is a point that anytime it touches, it bounces back up? That's what support level means. For example, right? Like if a coin is at $10, right? And every single time it touches 5 and it goes right back up to 7, right back up to 8, 5 would be support. That's what this is showing.
I think of support levels as literally what it sounds like, support. Like there's support at that level. Like if you touch 5, they're not going to let you drop below 5.
Exactly.
That's how I think about it.
And that's why this is super important. Like resistance and support levels is very easy to, you can even Google stuff like this, but we want to teach you, right? If you have any other questions, please like drop some comments so we know what's up and we can answer them for you. But this is important to know, right? And this is some other stuff we're going to teach you guys as well. Yeah, let me leave this page. So when you go to this link, literally TradingView, right? This is the best part for you guys. You click technicals here and you scroll down bro, it literally breaks all the different technicals for you, right? So if you notice over here, we highlighted RSI, right? This is one of my favorite ones to look at. So RSI, relative strength index, right? What the goal of that is, it lets you know when something is overbought and oversold. Make sense, right? So at the end of the day, if the number for RSI is 70, that's the number we rock with, right? If it's 70, that means that's overbought, right?
70 or above.
Exactly. It could go to like 100, but I'm saying like if it's like for like, let's just say, right, on a 1 month basis, because you could track it. As you can see here, I scroll up, this is tracking it on a 1 day basis, right? You could check on a 1 week, you could check on a 1 month. This is a great site for you guys to look at. So if you look on a 1 month basis, Bitcoin's at 55 RSI. What does that mean? It's in that middle point, right? If you look at the 1 day point, look how it changes. 36. You feel me? So what does that tell you? That means that right now it's becoming oversold, right? So 30 is a level that you want to follow if you're conservative. If you want to go like super into it, 20, right? So you can look up these charts and you don't have to worry about, let me actually identify it. This does it for you. We're literally giving you gems that we use ourselves.
And so something to think about is like, okay, we're talking RSI, so that has to do with being overbought, oversold. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're talking about a quality investment like Bitcoin, something that is proven, when something like Bitcoin is oversold, real investors know that, okay, it's time to buy.
Exactly.
It's time to get in. Like, okay, so I'm going to look at RSI and be like, oh, it's oversold. Perfect. Buying opportunities.
Yep.
If it's overbought, that's probably the time you want to stay away. When Bitcoin is the biggest thing in the news, that's probably when you want to stay away from it.
That's a great point.
You know, you should be taking your profits at that point and then reinvesting it when it's oversold and it's not in the news. So when it's quiet, like crypto's down, stock market is down right now. You see it's quiet. Nobody really talking about crypto right now. Yeah. Besides us, because we losers. But this is the time when we should be thinking about buying.
Yep. And then the other part you got EMA, SMA, right? So at the end of the day, EMA, SMA. And once again, we're literally giving you gems. So like you don't have to do any research. This is your research. We did it for you, right? EMA, exponential moving average. SMA, simple moving average, right? It's pretty self-explanatory, but SMA is actually tracking the average depending on how many days you want to look at, right? So there's an SMA for 10 day, 20 day, 50 day, 100 day, 200 day, right?
The average price of the coin of the coin.
Asset, basically. Yeah,
right? The asset, really. But since we're on crypto, the average price of the coin over a set amount of time.
So if you look here, right, it literally tells you SMA for 50 day is 46,790, right? It's literally telling you that. And what is that? Why is that important? It lets you know on a 50-day average, that's what it shows. That's almost 2 months, right? Then you could see.
So the average price for the last 50 days has been about 46,790.
Then you got 100 day, and you got 200 day. It's important because these are the prices you want to look at because they're literally breaking down. So if it's above this price, if it's below this price, it's up to you to be like, yo, if it's below this price, it's probably a good time to buy because on the last 200 days, damn, this has been pretty high, and I'm getting a discount. You feel me? Go ahead.
Well, like the long-term traders, like we should be long-term on quality cryptos like Bitcoin. I think a good one to look at is the 200 day.
Exactly. I look at 250 to be honest with you. And those are super helpful in that sense, right? And then EMA is also important because exponential moving average, it's the same thing, but it literally is tracking the same average for you on 50 day or 200 day. It just puts a larger emphasis on the days that it's closer to 50, right? So if it's a 50-day exponential moving average, they're going to do the average the same way, except it's going to be more focused on day 50, day 49, day 48, right? So that's why it's important. It's a little bit of a better source as well because it lets you know, right, what the price is closer to that particular day. You feel me? So that's why this is a great site to check out if you're looking at some technicals as well. And then we got this one as well, right? So stock to flow ratio. This is super dope because if you look at it, it's actually trending, right? So if you look at this chart, and once again, it might be a little confusing for you guys, so let us know if this makes sense or not, but this is super helpful because what this does is this little line that you see over here, that's what is telling you what the price of Bitcoin should be, right? It should be. This line right here, the colorful line that you see, is what the price is, right? So it's actually, if you look at it, and you actually are seeing from the years that it shows, like from 2011 all the way to currently 2022, Bitcoin was above what it was projected to be, right? And then it continued to follow that process. But then it actually was pretty even. Even when Bitcoin fell, like that huge drop, that's what was actually projected, right? So when people say, yo, like Bitcoin's going to go to $100,000, they're not lying. Like that's what the projection actually shows.
And this model has to do with something called halving events that we didn't necessarily touch on, but just so you know, miners, like I said, remember, proof of work. Miners receive a reward for mining Bitcoin. That reward is cut in half every 4 years.
Yep.
Or every 210,000 transactions that are verified. But you could just think of it as every 4 years.
Yep.
Just about. So this model was derived from that thought in mind. They based it around halving events and other types of thoughts.
And the beauty behind this, just peep game, right? Remember how Rel was saying earlier, long-term investors, be smart with how you're doing your money? Bro, look at it. Look what the price is projected to be right now and the stock flow ratio. And look at what it currently is.
So it's projected to be, for my people who are audio, it's projected to be over 100,000, and you see right now we're actually around
greater than
40.
50% discount on that, right? Like
Yeah.
if you think about it. So
But
this is a good time. If you're actually serious about Bitcoin and like you want to invest in it, it's a great time.
And the stock to flow model, this model is debated. Like it's been really good so far in Bitcoin's history, but some people debate that like, oh, it's not as credible anymore. So we'll see. Only time will tell on that.
Then all right. So this one, and then we got. Ooh, okay, go ahead, take this one, bro. This is super important.
So the crypto fear and greed index. So remember, we talked about when there's fear in the market for quality assets, you need to hop in. If you're serious about this crypto stuff, y'all really want to make money for real, what's gonna separate you is the entry points that you get on quality.
Yep.
All right, because if you getting Bitcoin at
60,000,
and I'm buying Bitcoin at 30,000, who's gonna make a bigger gain?
Exactly.
Right. So the fear and greed index is where it can tell you the fear in the market. It literally is telling you the fear in the market, and they do it based off of sell-offs. So you see in this meter, you can see on the screen, it says right now there's extreme fear in the crypto market.
Yep.
Everybody's scared. Everybody's selling off. Everybody's scared. This is when us Bag Talk family, we're hopping in right now. This is when we should be buying. And honestly, because of the rising interest rates, crypto's expected to fall even more.
It is. Yeah, I was gonna say like that's why if literally guys, like we can't even like make things up, right? If you just look at it, I'm gonna just extend this for you guys and make it let's just say 2 years, right? On this, just look at it. Look at the number that it was in. Let's just say if we go to March of this time, right? All right, let me just get rid of this. All right, so let's go even more into it, right? Let's say all. So if you look at 2020. When the whole crash happened, right? Look at the index on this. Just look what the number says, bro.
14. There was
right?
extreme fear. It was
you feel
extreme
me?
fear during
And that
Corona.
makes sense because look what happened. It dropped, right? Look what happens when it goes back up. Everyone's, oh, this is lit. Yo, making a lot of money is great. But once again,
93.
Fear.
It was 93 at that point.
We're back at fear, and we're back up high. So this
and
happens.
you can see now we're back at fear. And the thing is, I want y'all to hear me clearly. Like, please hear me clearly. Yo.
You about to drop Warren Buffett on him?
Nah, I'm getting tight right now. I'm actually getting tight because, like, people got to stop saying, yo, crypto's done.
Yeah.
Yo, we just showed you the whole chart from 2009. For the past 12 years, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. Why would you think this is the one time where it's going to stay down forever?
Right.
Yo, you need to imagine if you would have just bought at all of these different down points, how up you would be. You need to hop in when crypto is down. Stop trying to get in when it's high.
Yeah, and like the thing is, there's no timing the market, right? Like we're not saying you could time the market. We're not saying you can't dollar cost average your way to success. We're not saying that. That's a great strategy, right? We're just saying be optimistic, right? Like or opportunistic. I'm sorry, not optimistic. Like you want to seize the opportunity when it's a right opportunity, right? So like if this is a time that you see all the metrics, we're literally showing you, right? It might be a good time to hop in if that's what you think makes sense, right? We're not your advisors at the end of the day. We just provide you with information. So that's super important to know. But these metrics are there right in front of you. So let's just keep it moving. Hopefully that makes sense. Is there another question you want to do on this one?
On that one? What does RSI tell you?
I was saying the same one. All right, yeah. So y'all heard that. RSI, what does that mean? If y'all drop it in real quick, we got you with Cash Apps. We need some more comments in here. We need some interactiveness so we know. Is this making sense? Like drop something for us so we know this is actually making sense.
Thanks.
It would be super helpful. You feel me? All right. So these are some of the websites that you can actually buy cryptocurrency on, right? Obviously Coinbase, but there's other ones like Crypto.com, Gemini, Voyager, Uphold. These are websites that have been proven to be credible, right? But remember what Rel said earlier? Hot wallet, cold storage. It's important to know that. You feel me? So, finally, I think we already told you guys what our approach on cryptocurrency is, but we as a family here are buy and hold approach, right? Like we buy when we think it makes sense to buy based on metrics, right, then we hold, because we're in this for the long run. We're not traders. We believe in investing, right? So that's my thing right there, and I'm pretty sure you agree.
Yeah, I agree. I largely agree with that for sure. I think that you guys should know when to take profits and when to reinvest on the lows. If you know crypto is a volatile market, if you play it the smart way, you could ride the highs, take profits, knowing that it's gonna drop again, buy back in on lows.
Yep.
Double up.
Exactly. Invest in coin/token you believe in, right? So remember this point that we said, like, you want to stay away from coins that are bad, right? Insert whatever word you want for bad, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't have value, the white papers don't make sense to you, you don't believe in it yourself, why buy? Like, you don't want to get into something and chase something, right? Like, at the end of the day, this ties back into number 3, stop chasing, because if Rel was to come here and tell me, yo, like, New, I made $5,000 in 1 hour, I would say congrats, right? I'm not going to go and chase it, because if something is in the news, right, and it's popping, yo, I'm letting you know right now, you're too late, bro.
It's already
It's
too
like
late.
when you go to a party and everyone's macking on that one girl, she gets all the attention, bro. Like, think about it. She's getting all the attention, homie. Like, don't be tripping over her. Like, don't be going over there and be like, yeah, I'm going to talk to her. Like,
You just gonna fall in line. You gonna get caught holding the bag, bro.
exactly. Don't do that. Like, don't
Word.
chase everyone in terms of, oh, I want to get $10,000 return too. The only reason we hear about those crazy returns is because they are rare. You don't hear people talking about, I lost money. I think I was the only one right now that you probably heard me saying I lost money on Cardano because I'm a dummy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, the thing is, everybody is just trying to, like, gamble right now, and they ride in a wave because it's like, okay, I heard about this crazy return on something like Dogecoin and Shiba.
Exactly.
That mindset is why a lot of y'all got burned on Dogecoin and Shiba. A lot of you guys are saying, oh, crypto is not real, because you guys are trying to ride a wave and try to gamble,
Right.
instead of buying in things that are actually industry changes. Because if you want
Right.
to know all the moon ships, all the coins that are gonna make, like, noise and gonna get you a lot of returns, it's industry shifters. You have to look for coins that are changing industries. That is a key for you. Changing industries.
Exactly. Is there anything you want to add on to that?
And don't fall for any rug pulls. So, like, there was one called oh my gosh, what's that thing that came out on Netflix?
Damn. I don't know.
The with the Asian movie that was going crazy, that was like crazy.
Oh,
I forgot.
oh my God. Squid Games?
Squid Games, yes. Y'all heard about Squid Game coin? They pulled the rug. They had everybody throw all their money into it. There was a coin for, like, Squid Game coin or something like that.
It's a pump and dump strategy.
It's a pump and dump. And then the creators of the coin stole it. They stole everybody's money and ran off.
Yeah, ran on the
Invest
plugs
in
twice.
quality. Invest in quality.
And that's our whole approach, you feel me? But this really wraps up everything, you feel me? Like, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. If there was any audio problems, if there was anything going wrong, we want to apologize, right? Like, it's our first time going at it. Hopefully you guys like this session. If you guys actually want us to do it more, where we can answer your questions on the go, let us know, right? We're going to take feedback. But obviously follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Any questions you have, email us. And the most important piece, everything we just mentioned right now, right? We dove into more detail in our Crypto 101 ebook, and the best part is it is free.
You said it's what?
Free. I'll say it again.
How much? What?
Free. Zero.
Oh, all right.
You feel me? Like, literally FRE, it's free, bro. Like, you guys have no excuses right now not to learn, because at the end of the day, when you can actually learn something and apply it, it's going to go a long way for you, right? We're here to translate wealth for you guys, but you guys have to take some action. You feel me? So definitely download the free Crypto 101 ebook. Let us know any questions you have. Hit us up on Insta, TikTok. And then at the end of the day, anyone who actually, I might just do this on the fly right now, to be honest. If you guys subscribe, like, comment, right? Share us, our info on Instagram and TikTok, right? You got to give us proof of that. We're going to give you a cash out prize. We're going to pick randomly, right? And this is going to be the biggest one. It's not going to be $5, that $10. We'll give you a good prize on this one, right? So definitely do that. Tag us. But that's all we got for you guys. So until, we see you next time, we're going to catch you guys on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, for sure. Was that any last minute questions?
No, I didn't see anything.
There was nothing? All right, bet.
If you guys have questions, let us know. Obviously, we're not going to stay on live, but until, next Wednesday at 7 p.m.?
For sure. As
yes,
always.
Yes, sir. So bad talk, we translate well. But until then, peace.
Peace. Adios.